Now, when the Savior had come, mission accomplished, the need for those restrictive regulations called, there were personal rules about hygiene and getting rid of yeast in your house and things like that, gone. There were rules, ceremonial laws about the worship life of the Israelite people and strict instructions how their worship life was to take place, gone. Now God just says, worship me. And you say, how? What are the rules? And he says, I don't like the word rules. You decide how you want to worship me. I've given you loads of stuff. Now construct a meaningful worship life back to worship me. The fence is gone, and now instead of pulling people together to become Jewish, to worship God in Jerusalem only, a centralized temple and everything oriented to Jerusalem, now it's been reversed, and it's almost as though God says, get out of Jerusalem, far and wide, go out, 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 and don't stay away from your Gentile neighbors, meet with them, and now embrace them, because the Savior Jesus, even as a baby, is light for the Gentiles, light for the Gentiles, and that's what I want to use this as an illustration today. But instead, they believed everything they said, and the power of the Holy Spirit came upon them forcefully and gave them visible signs of His presence so that they would demonstrate this is for real. They have really come to faith, and we really do have, instead of the separation on either sides of the chain link fence, with the kosher rules and the separation rules gone, we now have people coming together. There is light for the Gentiles, and this kicks off the age of the New Testament, where the message of God just exploded throughout the world. And Peter himself was one of God's primary agents to make that happen. Today, the waves of this explosion are still, the ripples are still being felt. And we still have to work through and live through some of these same issues, because church people can sometimes be just as bad as though we had kosher rules. And we huddle together in our clubhouses, and people who don't go to church somehow sense an attitude about us that we think we're better than they are, and that they're to be kept at arm's length, and that we're clean and they're dirty. We're better than they are and they're immoral. We're goody two-shoes and holy and they're pigs. And that makes mutual respect and conversation difficult. And to my great surprise, I have found the same dynamic at work in my lifetime. Why do the majority of people in our city think that it's more profitable use of their time staying at home? What's not to like about Jesus? Who wouldn't want to go to heaven? Who wants to live in guilt one day longer than you have to? Why would anybody not want to hear the good news of forgiveness? It's because that news is brokered through sinful human beings who have the ability to make someone else feel small, stupid, and cheap.